Hi, welcome back to, I think we're up to the 6th part of this 10-part series about the various pools, lagoons, hot springs, spas, geothermal experiences that are aimed at tourists in Iceland. And today we're up on the north coast, we're at Geosea, which is in Húsavík, which is Iceland's self-proclaimed whale watching capital. So if you're in the area, there's a lot to do up there, but Geosea. Let's see, what is it like? Geosea opened, I think, in 2018. We're really accelerating. We had the Blue Lagoon opened in 1987. Next one in 2004, and then the other 8 have all been since 2011. So the last 12 years, well, 13 by the time you're watching this, all opened. They're opening with incredible speed. Geosea. Let's see this one. So where do we start? We start with how easy is it to access? Is it accessible by public transport? Not as far as I know. It's in Húsavík. I don't think Húsavík is big enough to have its own public transport, its own bus network. It's not on any long distance things. It's on tours as usual, but I think you'll mostly need a car to get to this one. You can walk up if you're in Húsavík, but it is at the top of the town, up the top of the hill. You're probably not going to walk up there. But so yeah, we're going to go for it 0. You're probably going to need a car to get to this one. Does it have private showers? Because you need to wash before you go in, and tourists don't like washing naked in public. So yes, it does have private showers, so point for that. So off to a reasonable start, are we? We'll find out. So the first big section is the facilities. What have we got available? Well, it's not swimmable. It's 2 giant clifftop pools, which are not quite swimming pools, but they're not quite hot tubs. So I'm going to award 1 point between the 2 of them, because I don't think it's fair to award 0. But neither is quite swimmable and neither is quite hot tub, but a point somewhere between the 2 of them. It doesn't have a lot in the way of facilities actually. It doesn't have a waterfall, it doesn't have a hot tub because it is kind of a hot tub. It doesn't have a sauna. It does have a steam room. It's a very small steam room, but it's there, so gets a point for that. And it doesn't have any extras, so 2 points for facilities. What about your in-water experience? It has drinks. It has swim-up drinks. You have to climb out of the main pool, up the stairs into the bar pool, but then you can just splash up to the window, buy a drink with your wristband, and go and sit down elsewhere, either in the bar pool or back in the main pool, and drink your drink. So full point. I think it's been a while since I've awarded a full point for in-water drinks, but Geosea gets one. Doesn't have any fun extras. You can hire a towel, you can hire a robe. Again, really wouldn't bother with the robe, but you can if you want to. Towels, always nice to have towels so you don't have to take your own and bring it home wet. Towels take forever to dry. And the next section of this one is the view, and no question about this, 3 out of 3. I mentioned earlier it's at the top of the cliff, so you get views across the fjord, across the ocean, across to the mountains opposite, which are like a wall. It's facing east. No, it's not, it's facing west, so you get the evening sunset right in your face. So it's got a magnificent view. So yes, solid 3 out of 3 for that, which brings the total for the in-water experience to 6 points. What about vibes? What about polar bear points? What do I think of it? I score this out of 3, and I'm actually going to give this 1 out of 3. I did not love Geosea. I kind of felt like there wasn't anything to do. I mean, part of the point of this is that you don't do anything. You're supposed to just relax in the hot water. But I don't know. I just felt like it was lacking something. It's a great view, but if you're there at sunset, there's nowhere to hide. My eyes are not a big fan of bright lights. Nowhere to hide. It's very hot. It was a freezing cold day, very windy, but it was very hot in the water, and there's nowhere to shelter from that, which I admit is skewing my perspective on it. But it's a great view. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, I can't really complain. I just personally didn't love it, so I'm only giving it 1 out of 3. And let's get on to the price. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. How much does this one cost? This one is basic, adult, everyday, nothing special admission, 5,990 Icelandic krona, which comes to a little over £36. It's practically the same price as Cloma, and just like Cloma, it's going to score 0 points for the price. If you haven't seen, instead of going from 1 to 10, because that skews things badly, I'm scoring prices on a weird scale from -5 up to 2, and so Geosea is sitting right in the middle on 0 points. It's not gaining any points, but it's not losing any points, so that's where it's sitting. How many does that come to in total? 1 for showers, 2 for facilities, 6 for experience, 1 polar bear point, 0 points for price, comes to 10 points altogether. How does that compare to the ones we've done so far? It's exactly the same as Coloma, which also scored 10 points last week. 2 very different experiences, but came to the same total. They are both beating the Secret Lagoon, which is at the bottom, on 8.5 points, and the Blue Lagoon on 9.5 points. And then above them we have Move and Nature Baths on 12.5 points, and Fontana still at the top, 17.5. Do I think it deserves to be 10th? 10 points in the middle of the board? I don't have any particular objections to this one. I don't have any strong feelings that it should be higher. I don't have any strong feelings that it should be lower. Honestly, if I'm in the area, I'll go to Move and Nature Baths. I mean, I'm probably staying in Move anyway, so I probably wouldn't personally make the journey up to Husavik to go to this particular pool. But you know, it's got an amazing view. If you're after views, if you're after hot water, if you're not a fan of pools that are on the side of volcanoes, in fact I think it's a little bit cheaper than Nature Baths. I vaguely remember Nature Baths losing a point, so that might weigh into your decision, but it depends where you're staying and whether you want to drive all the way out to it or not. Yeah, I think I'm quite happy with Geosea scoring 10 points and sitting where it does. We still have, if this is number 6, we must have 4 more to go. We'll see how those compare, and next week we're going out east to Vuk Baths. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.